Hey y'all, it's me all in good fun. Today I bring you the world, and I mean that literally. News from Le Monde, the French newspaper. I've taken to reading it in the morning. I have an app on my phone, and I like to see what the world is saying about the United States. Get an unbiased view, nothing from the far right, nothing from the far left, just an unvarnished view of what's happening. So I'm going to share with you just one article that was in the paper this morning that I thought was so interesting and really very important. And we all need to be concerned about this. So look at the caption above my head. This is the caption for the article. I'm going to read it. Guerre culturelle, comment Trump essaie d'imposer un récit mensonger de l'histoire. Now let me translate that for you. Please don't make fun of my French. It says culture war. How Trump is trying to impose a false narrative on history. In other words, Trump's trying to rewrite history. And we all know that because he came out with this edict, I think it was an executive order, saying we're going to restore truth and common sense in American history. But to them, restoring truth means eliminating truth. He sent the couch-humping hillbilly J.D. Vance over to the Smithsonian to try to remove stuff from the History Museum, anything that mentions systemic racism, anything that mentions slavery. Now, y'all know, because we learned it in the history books back before they tried to remove them, that in the late 1700s, a bunch of people from Africa were kidnapped, put on ships, put in chains, sent across the oceans to the United States, where they were sold to plantation owners, put to work for no money, abused, women were violated, babies were born, and they just went into the family business, the babies. Know what I mean? Wink, wink. Anyway, then in the late 1800s, 1860s, there was the Emancipation Proclamation, thanks to Abraham Lincoln, which put an end to that program. I'm not going to use the S word. They'll take my video down. So anyway, there was an end to that, but there was still a lot of inequality and injustice, and people of color not being treated fairly or equally, treated like, the way today the Trump administration wants to treat the immigrants. They were treated like they were criminals. And that's called systemic racism. But see, the Trump administration, they won't take down everything related to systemic racism because they want you to believe it's never existed. But my question is this. If there's never been systemic racism, why did we need a Civil Rights Act in 1964 signed by President Johnson? Civil rights, calling for equality, calling for an end of inequity. If there wasn't systemic racism, why would we have needed a Civil Rights Act? But maybe they're going to get rid of that too. Anyway, that's the news from Le Monde. I thought it was very interesting. Thought I'd share with you. Take care, y'all.